Hello there guys, and welcome back to another update video with myself, Foorun. Now today we're going to be taking a look at what's coming in the update on the 14th of July 2016. Now just to get out there to start off with, the music system is highly unlikely to be coming today, but we will be getting some of the changes that Andre talked about in the devblog 117. So that is some changes to gunplay. So firstly, he sat down and he was thinking about what's wrong with the gunplay. And the predictability, precision and feel were completely off, so we were lacking a lot of consistency. So basically what he's done is he's tweaked the damage and hitbox system. So currently a lot of damage multipliers, so basically if you hit metal you do a lot less damage than if you hit cloth, which obviously works fine, that's how it should work. Until you get into a big firefight and nobody actually aims for the little areas where there's cloth rather than metal and so on and so forth. So this is being replaced by a simpler system, which is hit area system. It basically, clothes now specify which area they protect, and damage is reduced depending on which part of your body is hit. So rather than all the visual meshes and all the armor that's typically in front of a bullet how it is now, so it would calculate going through the metal layer, then the cloth layer, then hitting your body. We're going to have a system where whatever clothes you're wearing determines that you have X amount of damage reduction to that part of your body, and if you get hit in that part of the body, the damage is reduced by whatever amount it says. This also means that now bullets won't randomly bypass your protective gear and armor. So typically you sometimes get somebody would shoot you in the head and you were wearing a face mask, and sometimes it would just randomly ignore the face mask. Now you could say that you did hit them in the eye, so the face mask didn't protect them, which is fair enough, but sometimes it wouldn't always work that way. Same with the chest plate and same with all the other pieces of armor. So now that this new system is added in, you will no longer get the randomness of things just ignoring your armor. So alongside this, the clothing and armor also no longer makes your hitbox bigger. Your hitbox will now purely be your player model, so it will determine where you are hit off of where your player model is hit, and if you're wearing a face mask or a metal chest plate or any other pieces of armor, you will get your respective damage reductions depending on where you're hit on your body. So that is one of the biggest changes that's coming today, alongside with the XP changes that we are going to see tonight. So we now have diminishing XP bonus for crafting an item. So when you're crafting items you were previously getting XP, this will get lower and lower, and it will cap at 1 XP total per item. So you can craft as many of whichever item you want, but once you've gained 1 XP from crafting that item, you will no longer get XP from it. Also, the XP earned for you from other players will decrease the more they earn, and it is capped at 6 experience per player. So you can get loads of people to go and farm for you, but once that one person has farmed 6 experience for you, you'll no longer gain any experience from that player. We've also had the XP from using resources to craft removed. So typically a lot of people were getting really annoyed when they were getting ownership on some resources split in from somebody else, because they didn't want to help that player level. Well, that has now been removed, so even if somebody has part ownership on it, it's not going to make that big a deal, because you're not giving them experience by crafting with the resources that they technically own 10% of. We also have changes with the radial XP fall off. So previously people were just going AFK in their base, and anybody that was farming around their base they were getting experience for. Now, it no longer works like this. You'll only get experience when you are within a certain amount of units to another player, which promotes people actually mentoring people. So you're teaching somebody new to play the game, you're going to give them a couple of tools, you're going to go and help them, and you're going to show them how to chop a tree, how to farm some rock, how to build their base, and you're going to get experience from helping them, from being there with them, not just by saying, here you go, here's a tool, go and farm outside my base, and then you get the experience from them using your tool, and because they're within the radius of you. You now actively, if you want to get some experience from being within range of other people, you have to be within a set range. Now, we don't know what this range is quite yet. I'm sure someone will figure it out soon. They should be able to see on screen a image which is showing what the developers think the timescale is per level. based on the average player gaining 20 experience per hour. So this is a lot of time that is going to be broken down in. It's going to take you a long time to get up to these maximum levels. Now I do believe that the duration, which is like the total time to get to say let's say level 36, which is the highest actual level you can use things, is 3 days. Now I do believe that is 3 days played time, not 3 days real time. So that's going to take a long time for people to be getting up to maximum level and having the ability to use everything. Especially when you take a look at level 25, it's going to take you at least 1 day's played time just to be able to get C4. So it's going to make wipes a hell of a lot longer now that they've ironed out most of the bugs with the XP system. So now most people will have seen on Reddit over the past couple of days that Helk posted and said that there was going to be a forced wipe tonight. Now that is no longer the case. They have since added in a way so that server owners can roll back to experience and blueprints that were previously unlocked for players. So it isn't necessarily a forced wipe tonight now, so a lot of people will probably be okay. Just bear in mind, not all server owners will know about this, and probably a lot of server owners will end up wiping their server. Now, if you want to know how to not wipe your server, head on over to Rustified. They have a guide on their main page on today's post. Just go and take a look at that. I'll leave a link down in the description for Rustified. Alongside that, we've also had a command added to relock all blueprints and refund all spent experience. Now, if you are a server owner and you would like to do this at any point, all you need to do is open up your console and type in reset everything with no spaces. Just pop that in and it should relock everybody's blueprints and refund everybody's spent experience. Next we have animal damage uses base protection. Now if we take a look in here, there's nothing really that sets a base protection unless they specifically mean this animal damage. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to change it, whether it's going to make animals hurt more or hurt less, but that is something that is up there. If anybody knows exactly what this means, then please do let me know down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Now we've also got a couple of changes with the ownership system that was also implemented alongside the XP system. Now ownership was previously when you opened up somebody's body after you killed them, when you go to loot them, everything in their inventory would be transferred over into your ownership. That is no longer the way. It now, when you open it up, it will be on an item by item basis. So when you take that item off of the body, you then get ownership of it. And alongside that, any weapons that are dropped from hands when the player dies will be eligible for transfer of ownership. So if you pick it up off the ground, the ownership will now transfer. Now the last couple of things I have for you are a couple of item changes. Now the first one is that large furnaces are no longer placeable in water. So you'll notice here that I'm stood in some pretty shallow water, and if I take out the large furnace I can still place it here. Is once you get to the water about halfway up the edges of the furnace is when you can no longer place it. So if you're building in shallow water you should still be fine, but once you come out to a depth of around about here, you're no longer able to place it. Alongside that we also have a shotgun bullet nerf, which means they will be less deadly at mid-range. So they'll still be pretty harmful when you're up close, but once you get to like their middle range, mid-range gunfight, they will no longer be anywhere near as deadly as they previously were. And then the last one that we have is armored double doors. Now if we go in here and take a look at them, armored double doors now take 2 high quality metal to craft, which is in line with the single armored door is just double the metal and wood. So that is it then guys for today. Now please do bear in mind that this video is going up a couple of hours before the update actually hits. So just keep an eye out for any other changes. Some things that I have mentioned may also change themselves. So that is it from me then guys. If you have enjoyed, please do give the video a thumbs up. If you would like to see more content including weekly updates, then please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Have a good day.